But they too, the fish too, have blocks. The fish cannot even swim up to where they can spawn because there are blocks. But there's one person that takes the time to lead the people to finally say no. And I hope you will tell us a little bit more about the fight you can. He didn't get up. He did not give up. Those are some examples of people. But since we are talking about the future of the generation, working and saving our resources for the next generation, I thought about one of the St. Orleans Island people when they were right in the middle of crises 2 years ago. We didn't hear anything from our government. We didn't hear anything from our president. We did not hear anything from social services. Zero, as they fought to stay alive. And cable from St. Lawrence Island said to his people as I sat there with them, he said, we're going to lose our land. We no longer can save our land. And you must remember, the land is where our language comes from. Hayuk atanti, awaya anita kutsiti. Your language is birth in your land. The land is birth to your language and your culture. Recently, Southeast Alaska gave place names. And every single place had a name in Pentecoda or Shipshean. There were place names that our ancestors, as they migrated up to what is now Southeast Alaska, they put their marks on rocks. And that place names as they migrated up is in that rock. But language is an ingredient of the land. If we don't have the land, we don't have the activities that we talk about. So certain amount of our language dies because there's no identification for those words. They will die. As we lose our land, they will die. And our culture is based on our language. We're a Mediterranean people, and we can express ourselves so much better in our language, whether it is Haida, whether it is South 48 language. As your land dies, the animals die, that whole vocabulary that you have about your land and animals and plants that grow on that land, we lose that language. And I was talking to several anthropologists, linguists, and one of them said, well, what we can do is we've been saving plants, we've been saving seeds, and they have been put into storage in the northern countries, in Norway and in Greenland. He said, how can we save your language and save it for the future? He said that Hebrew was not a spoken language, but they recorded the language so that they brought it back. They brought back the language so they can speak it again. Our generation back, as far back as 100 years from now, the whole area will not be there for them to identify with. But history and the land and the voice of their grandmothers and grandfathers, their mothers can be preserved so that they can go back 100 years from now and they can see who they were. The other thing about our land is that's where our ancestor spirits are. We believe in reincarnation, and that's where we give our names to our children. Our children are product of that land, and so are we. It's a spiritual land. I asked a small group of Alaska Natives once, when you say spiritual, what is it you do? We do say that a lot. We say we're spiritual people. What is it that you do that's spiritual? I get allergies from the floors. And they looked at me and they said, we don't know. Think about it. Today, those of us that are Native people, every day, every hour, what is it that you do that's spiritual as a Native person? Think about it, because you have to teach that to your grandchildren so that they can teach it to their children, and so it can go on. We constantly say we are spiritual people. The spirit comes from the land. Every morning you breathe that land. You touch the earth in the morning with prayers. You touch the trees as you go down the street. My father refused to go to a city because he did not want to walk on concrete that was smothering the earth. And so you have to be that close to your land, and it has to be every day. Believe me, it will make a different person of you. If you touch that earth every day and you pray every day. There's a place in Yakutat that I go to. It's part of Cannon Beach and it's all sandy. When the ocean comes up and then when the ocean starts to recede, it leaves little pools. They're holy pools that the ocean gives you. You can pray with it and you can use it as medicine, and you can do it to heal, first of all, your spirit and then your physical body. And you teach that and take your children out every chance they get. They will begin to be spiritual. We have taken a lot of your time. Both my granddaughter and I are very long-winded. So she took a lot of the time, so I'm giving her that time she took and tell you that it's the future. This is what the conference is about. How do we save our resources for those that are yet to come? The ones that are born, not born yet. I call them the people waiting in the shadows. Those people waiting in the shadows are yet to be born. And they're waiting for you to save that resources and that land. I really wanted to get into salmon, but I know that our colleague here will touch on it. I want to say again, thank you to EPA Region 10. Thank you to the planning committee. I looked at the planning committee. There was a lot of women in there, and I said, great, they did a good job in leading the men. I want to thank all of them, and I want to thank everyone that traveled here from far away. And I will be spiritual tonight and pray for you. Goodness, geez, thank you.